everybody. Welcome to this terrific Tuesday edition of Let's Talk About It. I have got some amazing value for you guys today, or at least I hope you guys get some value out of it. We are going to be talking about your dreams, and we're going to be talking about whether it's a hobby or a priority. And I'm going to shake you and rattle you and wake you up and help you reach your best life. I am your hostess with the mostest, Coach Callie Tammy, out here in beautiful San Diego, California. And this is the Best Life Creation Society page. Thank you for joining me today, like you do every week. I am so excited to have you guys be here. So, just a couple little things. Whenever I say something that excites you guys, make sure that you are dropping some hearts and some emojis down there. I love for you guys to interact with me. Hey, Dory. And I love for you guys to ask questions. Please feel free to drop questions in there. If you get a nugget out of what it is that I'm saying, do hashtag nugget or hashtag Callie Tammy and write down whatever your nugget was, because I want to get your feedback. If you happen to be watching the replay of this after I get done, make sure you hit hashtag replay or hashtag replay, and I will come back and I will answer all of your questions that you have even after the fact. Okay, so I love you guys to the moon and back. So let's get started with today. First, let me say hey Dorina, hey Miss Jen Kazmaricek, the owner and CEO of Best Life Creation Society. Without her, this would not even be possible, because she is amazing and she followed her dreams. Since we are talking about dreams today, let me give a huge shout out to our owner and CEO, Miss Jen Kazmaricek. She had a dream and had a vision. And Jen, you can drop down in the comments how many years ago that was. I've known Jen for going on 3 years now. And her following her dreams and her vision made Best Life Creation Society possible. She started leveraging, and she knew exactly what it was that she wanted. She didn't know how it was going to happen. She just knew that she wanted to create a place for people to grow and have their best life. She wanted everybody to feel what she feels and be able to chase their dreams and have an outlet to be celebrated by everybody that comes in contact with her. And she has made this amazing community of people with Best Life Creation Society. So I am super excited to be here. And thank you, Jen, for your vision and never giving up on your dreams. So I was watching a I can't remember if it was a movie or if it was a YouTube video. Like, I am constantly in learn mode. All right. I am always trying to learn let me take the word trying out. I am always learning something every day. I make it a point to learn one new thing every day. I don't care what it is. I want something new going into my brain and into my heart to make me a better person. And so that I can help other people become the best version of themselves too, because that's my job as a life coach and a personal trainer and a motivational speaker, inspirational speaker, influencer, whatever title you want to give me today. But that is what I do. And that's what I'm passionate about. So I just did a podcast Sunday that is called I just had a blonde moment. The podcast I did last week was Who Do You Think You're Talking To? And so I talked about that last week on here, about your negative self-talk and what that's going on. This week I talked about, stop waking up like an accident every day. So what does that mean, and how does that equate to your dreams? And are your dreams a priority or a hobby? Because that's really what the whole focus of today is. Do you know what your dreams are? Like, when was the last time you really sat down and dreamed? A real dream, not like you went to sleep and you had this dream and you woke up and you could regurgitate it to whoever was in front of you. Like, that's a dream, but that's not what I'm talking about. I don't want to call it a goal, even though in the grand scheme of things, it's probably a goal, but the word goal tends to freak people out. And hell, dream tends to freak people out sometimes. I want you to think about, when was the last time you sat down and you got a pen and you got a piece of paper and said, you know what, this is what I want. This is my dream, and I'm going to stop at nothing to get this. Like, this dream is so freaking awesome that it burns inside your gut and you can't sleep because you want it so freaking bad. When was the last time you did that? So drop a comment and let me know, when was the last time you intentionally sat down and wrote out what it is that you would like to accomplish, or a dream or a goal that you wanted to do. And if this is resonating with you, I like to call it fireworks. Hit those hearts and emojis on your phone and give me the little fireworks down here in the corner so that I know that you guys are getting this and this is exciting you. I really oh my God, I want you guys to get this so bad. So the difference between treating your dream like a priority or a hobby. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so Jen said it was 5 years ago. So I knew it was longer than 3. I don't know why my comments did not scroll down on here. So 5 years. Hey Tracy, hey Scott. So it's been 5 years since Jen did her dream. And I know her dream is ever evolving. Okay, ever evolving. And we have leadership calls, and so we talk about the dreams, and we talk about the website, and we talk about the direction that we're going. So her dream has really grown its own legs. It has evolved, and it's like a snowball effect when she puts that positive intention behind it. And then she is her biggest cheerleader, and she doesn't care what anybody else thinks about it. She knows this is direction that she's going. And you can either be on the Jen Best Life train or not. And either way, she's going to celebrate you and say, high five, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. Best of luck to you. Or yes, let's do this together. Come on. Let's see where you fit in the grand scheme of things. And let's figure out where you can help. We can help you do what you do for your best life, and we can reciprocate that together. So Jen is a master at that. She's masterful at that, and bringing people together with a like mind and doing that. So Dory says she writes down her dreams and desires every day and every night. Yay. So is that through a gratitude journal or just a regular journal? Because they're two different things, and sometimes people combine them. So that was going to be one of my other suggestions for people is a gratitude journal or a regular journal. So are you doing something so in Dory's case, she writes them down every day and every night. So are you just writing them down, or are you taking the steps to make them a reality? Are they a priority, or are they a hobby? Are they a priority, or are they just a wish? And I hope maybe someday this will come true. You're just sitting back and hoping the universe is just going to deliver it to you and set it down in your lap, and you have no vision past this is what I want. You have your belief structure on the inside is, I think I want this, but I really don't think it's ever going to happen, but it's nice to write down and it makes me feel good for a minute. That's going to sound really hard. That's going to sound really harsh, but you know what? That's real. That's what I'm talking about. Stop waking up like an accident every day. Don't wake up and say you have dreams and you're doing nothing to make them a reality. Jen had a huge dream. She did everything that she could to get in alignment and have other people who were in alignment with her dream work with her on that to make it a reality. And she continues to do that every day. She don't sit back and say, oh, well, I have best life. It's going to run itself and everything's just going to be all hunky-dory. How's that working out for you? If you have a dream, you have to do something. You have to take a step. Chip Baker, you have to take a step to make that dream a reality. Okay. Whatever that looks like, if that one step that you need to make that dream a reality is just hitting the Google search bar and say, okay, what does this look like? If this is because you may get in that Google search bar and say, you know what? That was a nice thought, but I that's not what I envisioned it was to be. Maybe doing that Google search will open up your mind and expand your mind to something else that you really want and that you can get to another place. Maybe, just maybe, you get this internal push to go to a different coffee shop, and you run into this person and they're doing the same thing that you wrote down in your book that you said you wanted. So now you're having a conversation, and now they're telling you, oh, it's going to take X, Y, and Z. This is what I did. You know what I mean? If you'd like to do more, let's exchange some information. And by exchanging information, then I can kind of help you avoid some of the pitfalls that I went through. And, you know, success leaves clues, man. Like, I can eat those breadcrumbs as fast as you can send them to me. Like, if you're throwing me breadcrumbs, I'm eating. Yum, 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 yum. So now, and I know, what about the training balance scale? What about the training balance scale? So I'm not sure what your question is. What about the training balance scale? So the when you make your dreams just a hobby, it's over there somewhere someday. You're doing other things, and it's not something that is setting your soul on fire. The world doesn't need more people that say, oh, I want this, and they sit back and they do nothing. And there's no passion, there's no fire, there's no desire. Did you know if your desire is strong enough, it will override your negative or debilitating beliefs, because your desire is stronger than your beliefs? Think about that for a second. If your desire is strong enough, it will drown out and disable your debilitating beliefs. How powerful is that? How powerful is it to know that your desire can have so much momentum and so much passion, so much passion and so much momentum that it will carry you way beyond those limiting beliefs that you've got going back here in the back of your head? What about that? So if you are, I'm looking at my notes. When you know your dream is something that you really, really want, really bad, it will determine your steps. So what do I mean by that? When I say, I made a post on my Facebook about 2 weeks ago, I think it was. May not even been that long. Actually, I made it on my IG and shared it to my Facebook. And it said, when what you want is more important than what you want to watch on TV, this is where dreams come true, or this is where dreams are made, something of that effect. And it was the weekend of the Super Bowl. Everybody was watching the Super Bowl. I went to the coffee shop and I worked on my book, and I worked on my podcast, and I worked on everything that's getting me to the next step in my journey. That's all the pieces of the puzzle for my dream. I don't go out and party on the weekends. I don't go out clubbing. I set times to go to the beach because that's my peace time. That's where I do my meditation. That's where I find my alignment. That's a happy place for me. I usually, we've had a lot of rain here in San Diego here lately, so I haven't been to the beach as much as I would like to go. But this Saturday, it's going to be 77 degrees and sunny, so I can guarantee you I'm going to be finding a beach somewhere this weekend. That's where I get a lot of my motivation, my intuition, my inspiration from, is when I go to the beach. That is my happy place. I love football. Anybody that knows me and has been following me for a while will tell you that I love football. The Super Bowl, outside the college national championship, are the two biggest games of the year when it comes to football. I didn't care anything about watching that damn game, because watching that game was not going to do anything to get me to where it is that I said I wanted to go. Was watching the Super Bowl going to add to the money that's in my bank account? Absolutely not. Was watching the Super Bowl going to get me one step closer to attaining my dreams? Absolutely not. Was watching the Super Bowl going to help me get my book published? Absolutely not. Was watching the Super Bowl going to get my podcast recorded and edited and published? Absolutely not. Was like, that's reality. I chose the things for my dreams versus watching the last football game of the season for 6 months. Like, that's real. How many of you, and like, yeah, I'm probably gonna sting a lot of folks right here, because a lot of folks, they will turn on Netflix and they will binge watch a show on Netflix for a whole entire weekend. They will not get their ass up off the couch other than to go to the bathroom and get them a beer out of the refrigerator and go right back to the couch and binge watch whatever it is that they're watching on Netflix, but then sit there and complain that they're not happy in their job. They're not happy in their life, but you're doing nothing to change it. Did you know, in the United States, in America, and I said this on my podcast, in America, 54% of Americans hate their job. I personally think that is a low number. I think it's really closer to like 70, 75%, maybe even 80%, because the last statistic I saw before that one said 82% of Americans hated their job. So it's been a little while. Maybe there's been a little bit of a shift. Maybe there's more entrepreneurs that love what it is that they're doing, and that number's actually come down, which is actually a win for America. But think about that. If you're in your office right now and you've got 3 cubicles around you, there's 4 of you sitting there. 2 of you hate where it is that you're at, or 2.2 of you hate where it is that you're at, and you're still there. People stay at those jobs that they hate because it pays the bills. It pays for their lifestyle, pays the mortgage, puts food on the table, pays for the car, but they're miserable. We die. The majority of people living on the planet, or at least in America, they die at the age of 25, and they're not buried until they're 90. Are you still living? Are you excited about life? Do you wake up excited about what it is that you're going to do every day? Do you wake up excited about what it is that you're creating and building in your life? If you're not excited about your life, you've already died, baby. You're just not buried yet. You hadn't been cremated. You hadn't been put 6 foot under. You're just existing on this planet. You didn't come to this planet to freaking exist. You came to this planet to live the most fabulous, awesome, freaking life that there is, that you can create for yourself. How do I know that? I am living proof that you can get up off your ass and create whatever it is that you want to create at any time that you want to create it. I sold everything I owned at the age of 50, drove across country from Atlanta, Georgia, all the way to San Diego, California. I did not know a soul when I moved here. I didn't have anywhere to live. I didn't have a job. I had less than $700 in my bank account when I pulled out of Atlanta, Georgia. I got here, found a job 4 days later, had a roommate less than 2 weeks later. I lived in a hotel for the first month I was here. Found a roommate the 1st of February, had to find another roommate in March, moved in with the current roommates of the house that I'm living in now in April, and I've been here a year now. I finished my book, Dear Victim, It's Time for Us to Break Up Now, which will be out this summer, probably June, fingers crossed. And I have this amazing podcast. I've got almost 1,300 listeners on my podcast. I just started it in November. Like, my life is freaking amazing. And I made that decision at the age of 50 to leave everything and everybody I knew behind, because I had a dream that I could make this world a better place, and I needed to get uncomfortable, and I needed to get away from distractions, and I needed to follow my heart. I needed to know that I could do it on my own. I needed to know that I could do it no net, that I didn't have to depend on anybody else. I didn't need anybody else to save me. I was my own hero. I'm my own hero. I am my own Shira, Superwoman, whatever, Wonder Woman. You can be your own hero. You are your dream keeper. Or are you your dream stealer? Do you dump buckets of water on those seeds of your dreams? Or are you burying them under the dirt and leaving them to die? You get to decide. There is power in decision. There is power in decision. There is power in dreaming. So, how do you cultivate your dreams? How do you, if you're not cultivating your dreams, they're just a wish. So quit calling it a dream. Number one, sorry, not sorry. Like, you guys are way too smart to be getting in your own way. You really are. Like, one, you're smart, or you wouldn't be on Best Life Creation Society. So I'm going to say that out loud. And you wouldn't be watching me. So when you have big dreams, you come up with big plans. And when you have big plans, you have big desires. And when you have big desires, you create big change. And when you create big change, you create your life by design. That's huge. Your dreams should make your heart race. Your dreams should be so exciting that you can't wait. You can't wait. Your expectancy is so freaking high that there is nothing on the planet or nobody on this planet that can tell you it's not going to happen. That's what a dream is, man. It should. So my dreams are huge. Okay. Not everybody needs to know your dreams. So let me preface this by saying this. Okay. Some people in your camp aren't going to be okay with you chasing big dreams because they haven't figured out how to chase their dreams, or they've given up on their dreams and they don't want you to leave them behind. When you say, you know what, I'm working on something, I got something really important I got to do. Well, what are you doing? Well, I can't talk about it. I'll just show you when I'm done. And they keep trying to pull you away from what it is that you're doing. That's a dream stealer, man. Sometimes you got to change your environment to change your life. Sometimes you got to change your circle of influence to change your life. If you're the smartest person in your camp, you need a new camp. If you've got the nicest car in your camp, you need a new camp. If you got the nicest house amongst all your friends, you need new friends. And I don't mean that ugly. I'm not saying that you have to like cut them off and say, I can't be friends with you anymore. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is if the people that are around you are not inspiring you to be better, they're not going to be the wind beneath your wings. They're not going to challenge you, to push you out of your comfort zone so that you can create your best life. And they're not celebrating all of your wins with you. They're not celebrating your losses with you. Because in those losses become lessons, and with those lessons become wins. There are no losses, but we take it as a loss because it hurts when it happens. But if you take a second and you sit back and you look at that thing or that loss or that so-called loss that happened, there's a lesson in there to be learned. Even if that lesson is, I don't need to do that no more. That didn't work. Think about Thomas Edison. He worked on the light bulb. He had 9,999 so-called failures of the light bulb. I got lights today because he didn't give up. Your dreams will come true if you just don't give up. If you make them a priority. If you set a pin on your Google Maps of life and make a plan. Set the direction. Set the sails. Let the wind blow you there. Start meditating more. If you're not sure how to dream, get you a journal. So this is what I want you to do. If you're not driving, I want you to get out a pen and a piece of paper. And I want you to write down 10 things really fast that if money were no object and you knew you couldn't fail, what would you want, be, do, or have? Write them down. No, money is no object and you cannot fail. Write down 10 things right now, really fast, what it is that you want. It starts there. It starts there. If you want to share, I would love to hear what one of your dreams are. Drop it down in the comments. You know, when you have a community that you can celebrate your wins with and you can share your dreams with, and they're like, oh my God, that is so awesome. And like, how are you going to do that? Like, have you made a plan yet? What are you doing? Well, this is what my dream is. You know, we're kind of on similar paths. Why don't we work together for as long as it fits both of our needs? And let's see if we can help each other attain that. That's the kind of friends it is that you need. That's the kind of people that you need in your circle of influence. That's the kind of people that you need in your camp, man. You get one life. One life. Don't live to just exist. I beg you. I want you more than anything on the face of this planet to figure out what it is that you want, your dreams, and then go do that. I'm not saying quit your job tomorrow. I'm saying get your hustle on. Figure out what that dream looks like. Maybe that's just the hustle, is let me figure out what it is that I want. There's so many people. If you go, so I'm going to give you guys a little challenge today. Some of you may still be at work. I want you to ask 5 people, what is it that you want out of life? What is it that you want? And I would venture to guess 3 out of 5 people are going to say, well, I don't want this. It's not what I ask. What do you want? What do you want out of life? You got to know where it is that you're going. You got to know where it is that you're going, or you're going to end up somewhere else, living somebody else's dream, helping them build their dream. Are you okay with that? I'm not. That's why I brought my little happy behind out here to Southern California, because I wasn't okay with the status quo anymore. I wasn't okay just living an okay life. I wasn't okay with just existing. I wasn't okay with mediocrity. I wasn't okay with average. And that's where I was at. It was time for a change. And people look at change as it's a scary thing, and it's not. Change happens every second that's ticking off the clock. Tick, 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 tick. Do you go to work wearing the same clothes every day? Nope. Well, unless you work at home and you might be in your PJs every day. That might be different. You get to decide, man. You get to decide where it is that you go in life or not. Not making a decision is making a decision. When you get clarity on what it is that you want, it breeds mastery. You will be the master of your time because you want that dream to become a reality. You will become a master of goal setting because you want that dream to become a reality. You become a master of learning because you want that dream to become a reality. Clarity breeds mastery. You get to decide and you get to choose where it is that you go. Nobody else gets to tell you what your dreams are. Nobody else gets to tell you who you can be or not. Nobody else can write on your Google Maps of life and say, this is your destination, unless you give them permission. Stop giving people with cheap seats expensive opinions in your life. I'm going to say that for the folks in the back because I need you to hear that one. Quit giving the people with the cheap seats up in the nosebleed section that ain't doing nothing with their life. Quit giving them an expensive VIP opinion in your life for what it is that you're doing. If they ain't helping fan your flames, they ain't contributing to your household, and they're not in the grind with you to help you reach that goal, they don't get an opinion. They don't get an opinion of what's going on in your life. Their opinion of what you're doing and how you're doing is none of your business. That includes your family, and I know that's going to hurt. because they're your loved ones. Well, you know what? That's your journey and your dream, and they ain't got no business in it. Sometimes your loved ones just don't get it. That's just real. So, with that being said, I want you, I really do, like, and I know that I was super, um, super in your face today. That's my typical style. But, you know, don't let your fear be a piss poor excuse to not answer the dreams that are screaming at you from your heart. Punch fear in the face, man. Lean into the excitement and the expectation that they can really happen. Like, don't use your fear as an excuse to ignore what your heart is singing to you and telling you that it wants. Your heart is powerful. Your desires are powerful. Your dreams are powerful. You are powerful. You are amazing. You are beautiful. And you are the bomb.com. So, that being said, you guys are awesome. I really, really, really love doing these. Let me see. Create a life of dreams, everything. Thank you, Eva. Thank you, Miss Jen. You guys are awesome. Jen has been blowing up blowing up the comments over here. She is awesome. I love you so much. So let's do a little bit of housekeeping real quick. As I said, this is Best Life Creation Society. We would love to have you. If you would love to know more about who we are, what we do, the classes that we teach, what we represent, what our mission statement is, what our passion for life is all about, why I get on here every Tuesday and get all up in your heart and turn it into a blender, please go to www.bestlifecreationsociety.com. Check out our mission statement, check out our classes, check out our events. We would love to meet you in person. We would love to answer any questions that you have. Please hit us up on the instant messenger and somebody will get back with you as soon as we can. If you would like to know more about me, up in the description where it says Tammy Loftis, you can click that link. You can find my personal Facebook page. You can reach me there. You can inbox me there. I would be happy to help you figure out what your dreams are and get you to that next level. I have a new book coming out. It is called Dear Victim. It is time for us to break up now. I am super excited about that. We're in the tail end stages of proofreading. I am going on this huge, huge hike up to Cucamonga, I think is how you say it. It's a 9,000 foot elevation at the peak, and I'm going to take the most epic picture ever for my book cover. I'm super excited about that and can't wait to get that done. So as soon as that's done, we hand it over to my graphics art designer to do the cover. 60 days of promotions, and then we set the launch date and hit publish, and your girl will be a best-selling author, man, and it's going to be awesome. I'm super excited about all of that. I have lots of things coming. I've got a couple of programs that I'm working on to help you guys reach your best life. If you would like to check out my podcast, it's on all the major podcasts platforms. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iTunes and Apple Podcasts are the same. TuneIn Radio, Google Podcast, Radio Public, Castbox. You can search for it. It's called Life Awakening, or you can search from name and you can find it there as well. I'll also drop that link down in the comments for you to get it there. Like I said, I just talked about this whole subject on Sunday and it has been totally amazing. I've got two interviews actually coming up to talk about my book, and as soon as I found out the dates and times of those being published, I will share those on my page and share them on the Best Life Creation Society page so you guys can find out all of that information as well. I love you guys. Like I said, if you're watching this on the replay, please drop a hashtag replay, Callie Tammy, and I will get back and answer your questions and comments personally myself. I love you guys to the moon and back. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining us, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye now.